Hello and welcome to special edition number 6 of Headline Heroes, a comedy podcast where we usually take today's headlines and create a comic book origin story. My name is Drew Mick.
I'm Nathan Haynes.
And no Tanner Ackerman.
Nope, we finally lost him.
I had to run two red lights in order to break off the chase there, but yeah, he couldn't swing it this week, sadly, and we always hate it when we do these episodes without the full cast.
Now, but he did sound like he was going to have some fun. He was going to a bakery, is what he said. So
yeah, he did say that.
Our friend is gone and has been replaced by some sort of bakery-loving man.
I think that's fair because he's replacing us with some good baked goods.
Listen, I've tried to do that, but they're so far away.
What's your favorite baked good?
Oh boy, baked good in general, or are we talking like sort of like a?
Yeah,
really,
I was watching some Great British yesterday, so
you really put me on the spot there. I genuinely will probably need a couple seconds here to think of what I.
That's fine. You take all the time you need.
I mean, do you have a favorite?
Oh, you know those Hawaiian rolls you can buy in the store?
Oh boy, those are pretty good.
Yeah, but I think I can do better. They're just all right. Everyone is just like, they're the greatest thing in the world. I was just like, calm down.
Well, you know what you do is you get a little cheese, a little meat, get a little Worcester sauce. You like
a little Kraft single in there.
A little Kraft single in there. Put that bad boy in the oven. Very good.
Let's see, my favorite baked good. I don't know.
I have a lot of
like savory more than sweet, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm a savory roll or something. I'm a big fan of a good ciabatta. I like a good ciabatta bread. It's so square and fun.
I like a good savory bun, and then it's piled high with like meat and cheese and lettuce and tomatoes. So really, I think my favorite baked good is a sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, when you get down to it. I like a good bagel sandwich. I don't know how you feel about the whole, but bagels have a good consistency for sandwiches and for just like cream cheese.
You know what I love? Croissant. I love croissants.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia, yeah.
My favorite baked good is a good spaghetti.
With the meatballs?
Now, spicy meatballs, please.
Spicy meatballs. So yeah, Tanner is not here. He is at the bakery. But he insisted on calling in because he said he had something a little different for us to do while we recorded this morning. Mm-hmm. So let's listen to that voicemail he left us, and let's go from there.
All right.
Hey, Headline Heroes. Tanner from Headline Heroes here. I had an idea that I came up with all on my own. I'm going to give you guys a name, and you have to create a superhero or a supervillain, I guess, based off of it. Anyway, the name I've come up with is The Choir Boy. Have fun.
Okay,
so this week we're working our way backwards then.
We have a name, and from here we have to make an origin, powers, and motivation and whatnot from just the name The Choir Boy. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what are you thinking right off the bat?
I mean, I think I'm probably going with something right off. The first thing I think of is like probably the most obvious thing, which is that this is a younger person, this choir boy, and he's just got the most angelic voice. Like he's definitely like I don't know, I forget what you call the things that are above like a tenor one, but he's way up there. He's got these pipes that just won't quit.
Mezzo,
contratenor.
Contratenor. Yeah. No, that's a contrabass. Wait.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Higher than tenor. Google is really chewing on this one. It doesn't know either, so I feel better now that Google's really having some. You can be a countertenor, but that might be. I don't know if that's lower or higher. Well, anyway, he's just got this
very high voice.
This high voice is what first hit me, but I'm curious to hear if anything what hit you.
No, that's exactly what I was thinking too.
So
he has to have a very high, because he's a choir boy, and we didn't all just like have these low voices back in I don't know middle school. I did.
So now I have a question. When you picked up the phone as a child, did you pick up the phone with any regularity as a child?
What do you mean?
Like, did you pick up the phone when people would call your house?
Lots of phones.
Okay. And like, did people ever ask if you were one of your parents or like your brother or something?
They thought I was my brother sometimes.
Oh, okay. They always thought I was my mom. It was something else. I forget. I used to get so mad about it. I can't remember what. Not like to their faces, but I'd be like, "No, this is Nate," and then like, oh, like in a very annoyed voice.
No, was this when you were very young?
Not super young. I want to say like middle school, probably still.
Oh, this was high school. This wasn't that long ago, huh?
Wait, middle school? Drew, middle school was like 15 years ago. I don't know how to break this to you.
No, I maybe I was mistaken for my mom. I did used to have a very, very high voice.
I was just curious with that deep voice years if eventually you got hit by somebody else.
I got struck by lightning, and then it just was never the same. They fried the vocal
Oh,
cords.
that's why you never want to talk about people being hit by lightning for our origin stories. It's just because it's more of a personal thing.
It's a very deep personal thing for me. All right, the choir boy. So he's got to have a high angelic voice.
Mm-hmm. But what does that
honestly,
voice do?
I was also going to say he sounds a bit like a sidekick to me, but I'm not sure if that's anything we can do anything with.
I wonder if it's just because of the boy. The boy,
Yeah.
like.
Now, okay. All right, let's back up. What you said. What powers? It's got to be voice related powers.
And like my first two thoughts are like controlling people with his voice, or like, well, I guess I can't think of what else. Like that's my first thing off the bat, but I feel like that's the very like surface level.
I kind of had the same thing. What if he could like calm people down with his voice? Was able to affect people emotionally,
soothe people.
Maybe that.
Hey, Drew, hey, baby, that's just music. You know, what person isn't calmed by a beautiful tenor solo?
Now, but what happens if he sings in minor key? Does that get people sad, frustrated?
Gassy.
Is he able to influence other emotions? I don't know.
What if he's got like we could have sort of a little, a couple different things that he could do with his voice. Like he could soothe people. He could alter people's emotions. And maybe if people start to like get wise to this and try and come at him, put some earplugs in, maybe he can, you know how sometimes there's the old myth of like shattering something with your voice. Maybe he can shatter a lot of things with his voice, not just.
He can send out a force.
Oh, I'm talking like he gets that right pitch and my watch explodes on my wrist. Oh shit. Like,
ouchie. Ow, my hand is gone now, I guess.
My glasses just exploded on my face. Like,
ow, I'm blind, I guess.
I'm just saying, like, give him a little bit. If we give him a little bit of offensive abilities too,
but he doesn't like to do that a lot.
He's a peaceful. Yeah, well, I guess we should. Is he a villain or a hero?
Oh man, what's more fun? I was initially thinking that it's a hero, but God, what happens to a choir boy that he breaks bad?
He could be a hero, but he could be like a reluctant hero who just wants people to leave him alone. But he also can't not sing, you know. So he's always sort of battling this desire to sing with the desire to not be found out by the government.
And maybe he is part of a choir. He gets a solo, and that's how people get wise to him, because he keeps having solos, and like people are like, that was the most beautiful thing I ever heard. And maybe initially they were like, oh, he's just a very good singer, but then it keeps happening. They're just like,
then one time he has a solo that gets really high, and everybody's they're at this choral event, and everybody's programs that they're reading from burst into, like, explode into a million little splintery pieces, because he hits that high note so right that they explode.
Oh yeah. Okay. So he can affect emotions. He can hit that pitch and make things break and hurt. Ouchie.
Mm-hmm. Ouchie. No.
Oof. Ow.
Oof. Ow.
And he is a reluctant hero. He was in the choir, but now he's getting chased down by the government. Is that kind of what's happening?
Yeah. I mean, that is certainly one route we could take. Yeah. Okay. I'm into it.
Do we want to talk about origin a little bit?
Yeah, what caused this person to be like this? Is it a natural thing? Is he a sort of mutant? Did he have a sort of surgery? Did he drink something bad once?
Ooh, I like a surgery at a young age. I don't think we've done that.
Maybe he was born
mute.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with being mute.
No, not at
all. But once he heard people sing for the first time, like he wanted to be able to sing.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
maybe
his parents
he wrote a note or something to his parents.
I like to think he can do sign language.
Yeah, I always wish I could learn sign language. I thought that would be cool.
Me too. Maybe someday.
Hey, it's never too late, bud.
Yeah. So he wants to be able to sing. He's unhappy. Something like I don't know. I gotta tread carefully. I don't want to Nothing wrong with being mute.
Listen, this boy was born mute, which there's nothing wrong with, but also he wanted to sing. And so
Wanted to sing, gotta sing.
there's nothing wrong. He basically told his parents that he wanted to sing, and they saw how much it meant to him, but perhaps they didn't have the money to afford like a conventional surgery. So they had to sort of like look elsewhere.
Maybe they get approached by a shady person, and
I'm imagining what's the other Slugworth from from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Wow, who's Slugworth?
Oh, he's the guy who offers Charlie and the kids the chance to like. Is that not his name?
Man, I don't know. I think all I can think of is Slughorn, which is the name of a guy
not
from Harry
Slughorn.
Potter.
I think it's Slug. Well, now I have to check. Boy, I'd be so. Oh, it is Slugworth. He's the guy who basically like offers the like money to the kids to steal some of Willy Wonka's candy. But it turns out, spoiler, he's actually working for Willy Wonka and was testing their worthiness.
I didn't know that guy's name. I don't know.
Well, regardless, they are approached by a shady-looking individual.
Grandpa Joe's a real piece of shit. You know that?
Finally, we talked about it on the podcast. Tanner, I'm sorry you're not here to listen to talk about it.
The internet always says it, but like, I feel like it's unoriginal to say, but it's true. He's just a whatever, Grandpa. Whatever.
Cool that you could finally get the urge to walk when it was time to go to the chocolate factory.
Oh, my bones, they hurt. Oh, they hurt. Oh, candy? Okay.
Hey, I'd like to bring my mom to the candy place. No. Your mom needs to stay here. I'm good. I'm coming.
They need to take care of the other grandparents. I'm surprised all four of the grandparents aren't just like, no, me.
They saw Grandpa done blew his cover. They're like, well, fuck, she's gonna be mad at him. The least we can do is pretend like we were legit the whole time.
Do you think maybe it was that Grandpa Joe was trapped, like all the other grandparents legitimately like couldn't, and he was just like, oh yeah, me too, and like he didn't want the others to feel bad, and he was just looking for a chance to like be able to walk again.
Oh, please.
Oh, the can. Oh, my.
I love candy. Grandpa, you're diabetic. No, I love it.
All right, that's the new fiction I choose to believe in. But anyway, the choir boy. Mm-hmm. They get approached by someone shady. Was it someone from the government?
Oh, so you think maybe they're trying to like
and then
get their investment back? That's part of the reason they're chasing them down. Is they
or they think that the surgery was a failure. Well,
maybe you could do that. Like you think it's like a black ops small sect of the government that like researches new and advanced weapon techniques, and they're like, what if we could get people's voices to like do some crazy shit? And then, like you said, they think it doesn't work. They're like, he's normal. He can sing, but nothing special.
Also, I'm just like, now I'm imagining that this is an old-timey choir boy. Like, it's Willy Wonka era. And I can't shake that, so I don't know.
Sure, let's lean into it.
Yeah.
What era was Willy Wonka? There was a the first movie was the 1970s, according to this Charlie and the Chocolate Factory wiki I'm looking at. So
all right, let's do the 70s.
So I imagine he's always in a robe.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense, but let me hit you with this. Maybe the reason they think it doesn't work is so like they do the surgery, he's all healed up, he goes in and they like put him in an isolated box, like one of those soundproof rooms to have him sing.
Sure.
And then it doesn't work, and they're like, well, I guess must be something wrong. Oh well, I guess we fixed his voice, so that's nice for him. But it's only when he's in front of a crowd and his adrenaline starts running that's when his powers come out. So he's got to have an audience. Right?
And maybe they weren't expecting the emotional thing, the emotion manipulation to be a thing in it.
They put all manner of glasses around him and not one shattered. And they're like, well, I don't know. I guess we failed again.
Yeah. And then they realize, oh shit, he's doing something a little different, but that is something we want. So they start chasing him. Mm-hmm. And then maybe later on we realize that yes, he can shatter stuff.
I like this sort of fiction we set up, that there's this government trying to do voice related stuff like for Black Ops. So there's in theory other people like the choir boy that are out there. Yeah. So he could in theory set up his own like little mini Avengers team later that's all choir related.
For there's one for hearing, like they've got there's a super smeller. Mm-hmm.
One that is a super taster, but like can like taste just takes like his like a good crime solver. He's like,
Yeah.
the victim was punched here and then fell down the stairs here. My God.
There's Legolas is there.
What's your elf eyes? What?
We can make Lord of the Rings jokes because Tanner's not here.
Here we go. Well, soon you guys
Soon he
will
will be
be
seen.
watching some Lord of the
Maybe
Rings.
already.
Maybe
whenever
already
we
by the
release
time this comes out.
We'll talk about that some other time.
That's a little spoil. That's a little sneak peek for
A little
you guys
sneak
in the future.
peek. That's a taste.
You don't even have to be a super taster to enjoy that one.
Are we good on origin then? We're good with
I like
powers
that
then?
origin.
Okay. Should we talk a little bit about costume? But I think,
Yeah.
hey, Nate, here's a crazy idea.
What's up?
What if we pass it on to a promo right now?
You absolute madman. Let's do it.
Fine. Let's do it.
Hey, are you a jock that likes comics?
Are you a nerd that likes comics?
Do you feel left out sometimes?
Well, then we've got the show for you.
I'm Imran.
And I'm Anthony.
He's the jock.
And he's the nerd.
And we host the Jock and Nerd podcast at jockandnerd.com. If you're looking for fun, entertaining, laugh out loud geek chat over all the latest Marvel, DC shows and news, visit jockandnerd.com.
Full spoiler podcast, lots of swearing.
You're such a jock.
You're such a nerd.
Oh, come on.
Shut up, nerd.
Okay.
And we're back. Costume. I feel
Well-
like we've been lazy lately with costume. And not maybe not intentionally lazy, but like it's just been like, the costume is just that. Why wouldn't it be why would it be anything else?
So what you're saying is choir robe is not what you want to go for necessarily.
Choir robe themed maybe.
Does he just wear a lot of? It's the 70s,
Yeah.
so maybe he wears a lot of baggy, like billowy pants. I think. Wow, I don't really showing my knowledge of 70s apparel here. I'm not looking up 70s clothes. I thought it would be like I had a half idea where like maybe he is so attached to his choir robe that he doesn't want to give it up, so he like, but he knows he has to go on the run, so he like basically uses the material from a choir robe to construct a costume for himself.
Yeah. We could do that, yeah. I got he's got to have a mask. And is it like I kind of imagine like just a piece like a fabric around his eyes with the slits in it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the 70s. They haven't thought of all these new crazy. Well, I suppose they did have comics then, but he's really this is the beginning of a lot of the superhero times. So like, he's keeping it simple.
He's got a costume that's like superhero-y, but it's made out of a choir robe. Is it kind of more spandex or is it more baggy?
I'm thinking a little baggy. It's probably like that velvety. So we were in choir in college, and so ours were like these sort of velvety, billowy robe things.
So hot. Hurt my
They were
shoulders.
oh my God, they were so hot. And
Oh, man.
I don't know how they were cleaned because every single concert had to get people so sweaty.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of that. What if he had a utility belt that had like a microphone in it and he could like pull it out and it's kind of like it's kind of like the badges you get that are attached to a belt that can zip in.
Oh,
and zip
they
out.
just sit back, yeah.
Yeah, it's a microphone like that. And
Oh,
then
like that,
maybe
so you can
there's,
amplify.
Yeah, but like what did a microphone look like in the 70s?
Like those big radio ones, probably.
I think that's older.
Well, they had to have normal microphones by then, I feel like.
It was very primitive.
It was actually just a slightly smaller, shorter than you person who just yelled louder. You just kind of spoke into their ear and then they yelled louder for you.
Okay, these microphones actually look pretty like standard for
I also imagine at some point microphones, like they got to a form factor size where it was like, for practical audio purposes, this is about as big as it's going to be. Or as
Yeah.
small as it's going to get. Like we can get smaller, but you're going to lose a lot of the audio fidelity that you want. So I
Yeah.
mean, I think that it looks like maybe a little more old style, but the general size of a current day microphone.
Can it does he also have speakers in his utility belt?
I thought they just hang from his hips like little portable speakers.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. You gotta have that mic attached to something.
Or they like zoom in and then he can pull them out and place them somewhere and then then if he needs to like calm a crowd or something like that.
So they're like remote, even like.
It could be.
So you could he could set them up strategically.
Yeah.
What's this dude's goal? Is he trying to like is he just trying to like stay on the run and continue doing concerts and stuff, or is he trying to shut this government agency down? What's he want?
He's
Like, at
on
the
the
end of the
road.
day.
And is he just trying to spread the music? He wants to
I think
spread that love.
it's important to remember that he just loves that music.
Please don't stop the
Please don't stop the music.
Please don't stop the music. Yeah. And he's just trying to spread like and calm people, trying to like if there's tension is high, he goes there and he sings, and then he's got to go because the government's onto him there.
He really has a nomadic lifestyle. He can't stay in one spot for very long.
Is he a very young child?
I'm thinking like I kind of imagined 10 to 12 max.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was imagining. His parents are very worried.
Oh yeah, sorry, mom and dad. I'm wanted by the government. But he soothed them before he left, so they're calmer than they would have been otherwise.
Oh God, could he like sing in a way that makes them forget that they have a son?
Oh boy, could he alter memories? Put him in like a permanent state of like ignorance bliss.
Oh.
Maybe in times of extreme emotion, he can even in that like when he really gets that adrenaline pumping, he has that ability.
It's super dark, but could he do that? Could he have his parents forget? And maybe someday he can come back to them, but that's how he leaves it. He wants to protect them.
He had to do it for their own safety.
Yeah.
The government agents come there and they're like, "Where did he go?" And they're like, "Who?
What? Who?"
And so they eventually give up on him, on the parents, and leave him alone, just as he wanted.
What's to stop the government from just taking the parents then?
Well, that could be a whole arc of him trying to get his parents back.
He's 10. He's not thinking about that. He's thinking, "I want candy, please." Grandpa Joe.
He's a classic Grandpa Joe maneuver.
Yeah. Anything else we need to talk about? Comic book cover.
Oh, right.
It could be the experiment, could be the surgery, or it could be him calming down some people while he's dressed up in his full superhero garb.
Yeah, like doing one of his many concerts or something that he's like his impromptu concerts.
Yeah, is it like
Calming
in
a
front of a
crowd?
huge crowd, or could it be just like in front of like a mugger?
Oh,
And
or like
the
a
mugger's
riot
walking away
somewhere.
like, I'm gonna pick up that novel. Finally, it turned my life around.
Yeah, I like that. I like him mid stopping crime via song. Mm-hmm. Does he sing stuff other than like your traditional choral music, or is like if he sings a rock and roll song, what happens?
Does that
maybe
even
get people
him
agitated?
singing some scat?
I imagine that would just confuse. It would just like make people incredibly dizzy and confused,
Oh,
like normal scat.
yeah, like yeah, he could sing anything. Maybe he starts off with traditional choral, like your boy. My lack of knowledge here is showing.
Like my shepherd will supply thy need.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. So he's doing a lot of church songs, of course.
Yeah, I mean, that's where you get into him. I mean, even non-church choirs do a lot of churchy songs, I feel like.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of Christian rock in the 70s.
Oh, absolutely. Those famous bands that we all know, and it's not even worth it to name because we all know them.
We all know him. You know. We know. I don't know. Does anything happen if he changes genre?
I mean, I think it's just kind of like you were saying, it just sort of like we had talked earlier in the episode about how like he could also make people more agitated. I could see like singing a really good rock and roll song might get their blood pumping and get them more aggressive or like hyped up, but like not just like a normal amount of hyped up, like emotionally and physically hyped up to an extreme degree.
Okay.
Like maybe the government agents are slowly coming at him through a crowd, and he can see him sort of like the raptors in Jurassic Park, like slowly coming in on his location. So he switches songs and he starts to sing rock and roll. He starts to sing like Thunderstruck by AC/DC, and then all of a sudden the crowd is just like going fucking wild.
That was more of
the government agents are,
I believe. So,
what's that?
Time-wise, that doesn't add up.
Okay, so he starts singing, I don't know, the twist. What do you want from me? He starts singing the twist, and then all the people start twisting voraciously.
The twist. A lot of Beatles, I guess.
Yeah.
Hall & Oates. Get that in there.
And people just go wild.
Yeah, that's good. All right, anything else to discuss?
I think we really nailed it. Tanner, I hope you're happy with what we created for you.
Is this what you wanted?
Mm-hmm.
This what you want? Yeah. All right, cool then. I think if we're good, I think I will play us out here, I suppose.
Yeah.
Boy, it's been a while since I've done this. So this has been special edition number 6 of Headline Heroes, featuring our new superhero, the Choir Boy, who has the power to do a lot of things with his voice, I suppose. We wanted to take this time to thank Brett Jacobson for creating the art for our show. The fun thing you got to know about Brett. Here's the thing you got to know about Brett.
Hit me.
Here's the thing. He loves corn on the cob. Yeah.
Never without a cob in that boy's hand.
No. Corn in each.
Never without a
in
cob
each
in the
hand.
gob. You know what I mean?
Cob in each hand. Cob in mouth. Yeah. So thank you, Brett.
We also want to take this time to thank Carl Sorensen. Carl did all the music you heard in this episode, both the intro and the outro. He also does any of the post-production work on the podcast. He also is currently tangled in a set of headphones that he's tried to get untangled and just got stuck in himself. So that's going to be a real pickle for him. But once he's done with that, if you'd like to work with him on any particular projects, you can reach out to him at carljsorensen.com.
If you want to get in touch with us, and there are so many ways you can do that. We have the headlineheroescast@gmail.com. That's our email. Our Twitter @headline_heroes. We also have a voicemail that you can call in, like Tanner did earlier today. 319-596-6766. What else do we have? We have a Facebook group. We have a subreddit, r-headline heroes. I feel like we have something else. Maybe not. But yeah, there are so many ways to get in touch with us. Maybe you have an article that you come across that you think, hey, this would be a fun origin story for a hero or a good inspiration for us. Or I guess this is a new thing we can do. If you come up with some sort of superhero name or villain name and you think, hey, this could be fun, send it our way. Call into our voicemail with that. We'd really appreciate it. If you're listening to us on Stitcher, iTunes, or whatever you listen to podcasts on, and you haven't already subscribed, we'd really appreciate if you do that. Also, finally, tell a friend about us. Spread that good word. But thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll pick up the next issue of Headline Heroes.